There are 5 styling secrets that make all the difference between gray hair that looks luxurious and gray hair that looks dull. Most women over 60 have never even heard of secret number 3. After studying what helps Nordic silver-haired women look 10 years younger, I'm sharing the exact techniques that luxury salons charge hundreds of dollars for. Picture this: that moment when someone stops you just to ask about your hair. That's the feeling we're creating today. The techniques I'm sharing come from in-depth research with silver-haired women across Scandinavia, insights from professional stylists, and findings from color psychology that you rarely hear in everyday beauty advice. By the end of these 15 minutes, you'll understand exactly why some gray hair earns admiration and compliments, while other gray hair goes unnoticed. Even better, you'll have 5 simple techniques to turn your silver crown into your signature look starting tonight, using products you probably already have at home. And before we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from and how long you've been embracing your silver. Share your age and location in the comments. I can't wait to see our beautiful community from around the world. Now, before we dive into those transformative techniques, let's take a moment to understand what might be standing in your way. Here's the truth about gray hair that beauty magazines rarely mention. Your silver strands are not the problem. It's how they're being styled and maintained that makes all the difference. The first mistake is what I call the brassiness trap. When gray hair turns yellow or brassy, it instantly looks neglected instead of elegant. This happens because silver hair lacks pigment, which makes it sensitive to things like chlorine, hard water, and even the wrong shampoo. The second mistake is the flat and lifeless look. Flat gray hair can add years to your appearance. As we age, our hair naturally loses volume and produces less oil. When that's combined with the wrong styling techniques, you get what I call helmet hair, stiff, dated, and far from sophisticated. The third mistake, and this is where most women go wrong, is the wrong color combinations. Wearing certain colors near your face can make your gray hair look washed out, but the right colors, they make your silver shine look intentional, elegant, and full of confidence. I saw this firsthand with my mother, who started avoiding mirrors after she transitioned to gray hair. But your gray hair shouldn't make you feel invisible. It should make you feel powerful. And here's the best part: these mistakes are completely fixable. With the 5 techniques I'm about to share, you can turn your gray hair from something you've been hiding into your most radiant, confident feature. Let's jump right into the first secret that transforms ordinary gray hair into luminous, head-turning silver. Luxury salons often charge hundreds of dollars for this, but you can get the same results at home for about 15. The foundation of this method is something I call the purple shampoo protocol. You've probably heard of purple shampoo before. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about using it. It's about how you use it. Here's the key. Apply it to wet hair and let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. That short pause allows the purple pigments to fully neutralize yellow tones and restore brightness. For best results, use it twice a week, not every day. Overusing it can leave a faint purplish tint that looks a bit artificial. When shopping, look for words like silver or brightening on the label. Those formulas have the right pigment intensity to balance your tones beautifully. Now, the second part of this technique comes straight from Nordic women known for their dazzling silver hair: the cold water rinse. Hot water opens the hair cuticle, which makes gray hair look dull and frizzy. But a final rinse with cold water seals those cuticles, giving your hair that mirror-like shine. Think of it this way. Diamonds sparkle brightest when they're clean and polished. Your silver hair works exactly the same way. Here's a quick toning schedule to keep it simple. For the first 2 weeks, use your purple shampoo every other wash. Then, switch to maintenance mode once a week. Is plenty to keep that glow. And let's talk about the savings. A salon toning treatment costs about $300 every 4 to 6 weeks. This method, $15 total for a shampoo that lasts months. That's the difference between spending over $2,000 a year or less than $100 doing it yourself. I've seen women walk into a room and literally turn heads after mastering this one simple ritual. Imagine that moment when your gray hair looks intentional, radiant, and full of confidence instead of something you're just tolerating. But beautiful silver is only the beginning, because even the most perfect shade can still fall flat without our next technique. Let's be honest, the biggest giveaway of aging isn't the color of your hair, it's the lack of volume and movement. Have you ever noticed how women with expensive-looking gray hair always seem to have a little bounce in their style? That effortless, youthful flow, it's no accident. This three-step system works for every hair length and texture. I've seen it bring life back to even the finest, most stubborn strands. Step 1 is all about the root lift technique. Many women make the mistake of applying volumizing products all over their hair. But here's the trick. Apply the mousse only to your damp roots. A golf ball-sized amount is enough, even for longer hair. Then, when you blow dry, use a round brush to lift upward at the roots, not outward from your head. That direction makes all the difference. You're building support right where the volume begins. Step 2 is what I call strategic layering. The next time you visit your stylist, ask specifically for invisible layers. These aren't the choppy, obvious layers from the 80s. They're soft, subtle gradations that create movement without sacrificing length or fullness. These invisible layers give your hair that graceful swing, the kind that reflects youthful energy and confidence. And for gray hair, movement helps the light dance across your strands, enhancing that silver brilliance you created in technique number 1. Step 3, and this is the one most women skip, is the flip and set method. Once your hair is completely styled, flip your head upside down for 30 seconds. Then, while you're still upside down, use the cool shot button on your dryer. That quick blast locks in volume and gives your hair natural lift that lasts all day. Remember, volume doesn't mean big or poofy. We're talking about soft, elegant volume that moves when you move, the kind that makes people wonder if you just came from a salon. Now, let's move on to the third technique, the one most stylists never mention, because it has nothing to do with products they can sell you. This is the technique that truly separates expensive-looking gray from dull-looking gray. And here's the surprising part, it has very little to do with your actual hair. The $1,000,000 secret is this. What you wear near your face completely changes how your gray hair looks. Let me walk you through what I call the color coordination code. After studying hundreds of women with radiant, silver hair, I found specific color families that instantly elevate your look. Let's start with the DO colors, your new best friends. Jewel tones come first. Think rich emerald green, sapphire blue, and deep royal purple. These shades create beautiful contrast that makes your silver hair look bright, polished, and intentional. Next are the classic neutrals, navy, true black, and crisp white. Notice I said crisp white, not ivory or cream. Those cooler undertones align perfectly with the cool tones in your silver hair. And don't forget soft pastels, blush pink, powder blue, and lavender. They build a refined, modern palette that whispers elegance. Just make sure they're clear pastels, not muted ones already mixed with gray. Now, let's move to the don't colors. These can mean the difference between looking vibrant or looking washed out. First, avoid muddy tones, olive green, mustard yellow, and certain browns. Their warm undertones clash with your cool gray, creating that dull, tired effect. Next, skip orange-based reds. A blue-based red like cherry or wine. Gorgeous. But tomato red or terracotta? They'll bring out unwanted yellow tones in your hair, exactly what we don't want. And finally, be cautious with camel and tan near your face. They're lovely as neutrals, but too warm to flatter silver hair. Keep them for pants, shoes, or handbags instead. Now, let's talk accessories. The final layer that ties it all together. With silver hair, silver jewelry always harmonizes better than gold. Cool-toned eyeglass. Frames silver, black, or jewel tones will highlight your features beautifully. Warm browns or tortoiseshell frames, on the other hand, can dull your sparkle. And makeup matters too. Berry tones and soft rose lipsticks create that polished finish that makes your gray hair look chic and intentional. Coral or orange-based shades. They tend to compete with your cool silver. I've seen women completely transform their look just by adjusting the colors they wear near their face. No haircut, no new products, just smarter color choices, and suddenly, their gray hair looks expensive. But even the perfect color palette can't shine if your haircut is working against you. And that brings us to technique number 4. The right haircut can make all the difference between gray hair that looks stylish and gray hair that looks like you've stopped trying. But here's the challenge: many stylists still treat gray hair using outdated methods. What I'm about to share are the exact words to use with your stylist to get a modern, flattering cut that works with your silver hair, not against it. I call this the professional cut formula. It's built around 3 key phrases, and you should literally write them down and bring them to your next appointment. Think of it as your silver hair cheat sheet. Phrase number 1. I want invisible layers for movement, not volume reduction. This one's vital. Many stylists automatically thin out gray hair, believing it'll make styling easier. But the result? You lose precious volume, the very thing that keeps your look youthful and full of life. Phrase number 2. I need face framing pieces that are 1 inch shorter than my overall length. That small adjustment adds softness around your face without creating harsh layers. The gentle graduation draws attention to your eyes and cheekbones, while still allowing you to pull your hair back when you want to. Phrase number 3. Texturize only the ends, not through the mid-lengths. Texturizing gives your hair that piecey, modern definition. But when it's done too close to the roots, it makes gray hair appear thin or patchy. Keeping it at the ends adds movement and keeps your hair looking full and healthy. Now, let's talk about how your face shape influences the perfect cut. If you have a round face, ask for slightly longer layers and try a side part. This creates vertical lines that elongate the face. If your face is square, go for soft, wispy layers around the jawline to gently soften those angles. And if you have an oval face, congratulations, that's the most versatile shape. You can focus more on what suits your lifestyle than on structural adjustments. And here's an important mindset shift, what I call the investment principle. Many women try to save money by getting quick trims at budget salons. But the truth is, a great cut every 8 weeks actually saves you money compared to a cheap one every 4. Why? Because a precision cut grows out gracefully. It needs less daily styling time and fewer products to keep it looking polished. With gray hair especially, your cut is your foundation. Every technique we've talked about, color, shine, volume, works exponentially better when your haircut is right. But even with perfect styling, beautiful color coordination, and a professional cut, there's still one missing piece. The one that costs nothing, yet makes the biggest difference of all. Here's what no one tells you about expensive-looking gray hair. The most powerful element isn't something you can buy. It's how you carry yourself. I call this the confidence amplifier, and I've seen it transform a woman's presence more dramatically than any haircut, color, or treatment. It starts with what I call the royal posture. Try it right now. Pull your shoulders back and down. Lengthen through your spine. Keep your chin parallel to the ground. This posture alone makes any hairstyle look intentional and elegant. Because when you carry yourself with confidence, people notice you, your presence, before they even notice your hair. And when they finally do, they see it as a choice, not a compromise. Next comes the mirror confidence test. The next time you stand in front of the mirror, tell yourself, I look expensive. Not in a superficial way, but as a reminder of your worth. Instead of scanning for flaws, train your mind to notice what's beautiful. Your brain will always find what it's looking for. If you search for flaws, you'll find them. But if you search for beauty, you'll find that too. This simple mental shift changes your expression, your posture, even the way you style your hair. And finally, there's the expensive energy. Women with expensive-looking hair move differently. They take their time. They stand tall. They speak with calm, deliberate confidence. Start practicing that today. Move a little slower. Hold eye contact. Lower your voice slightly when you speak. These subtle gestures tell the world and remind you that you are valuable, visible, and vibrant. Remember this: your gray hair isn't something that happened to you. It's part of your evolution. When you wear it with intention and confidence, it becomes your signature, not your sentence. Now, let's put all 5 techniques together and see how they create that radiant, expensive-looking gray hair we've been talking about. Let's bring everything together with a quick recap of the 5 techniques that transform ordinary gray hair into radiant, expensive-looking silver. Technique number 1. The Silver Enhancement Method. Remember the purple shampoo protocol. Use it twice a week for 3 to 5 minutes, then finish with a cold water rinse. That's how you achieve that pure, luminous silver tone, all for about $15. Technique number 2. The Volume and Movement System. Apply volumizing mousse only to your roots. Ask for invisible layers, and finish with the flip and set method, because volume equals vitality when it comes to gray hair. Technique number 3. The Color Coordination Code. Wear jewel tones, true neutrals, and soft pastels near your face. Avoid muddy colors, orange-based reds, and camel tones. Complete your look with silver jewelry and cool-toned accessories that harmonize with your hair. Technique number 4. The Professional Cut Formula. Bring those 3 key phrases to your stylist. Invisible layers for movement, face-framing pieces 1 inch shorter than your overall length, and texturizing only on the ends. A quality cut every 8 weeks outperforms frequent budget trims every single time. Technique number 5. The Confidence Amplifier. Practice your royal posture. Use the mirror confidence test and embody that expensive energy, the mindset that turns your gray hair into your statement of power. If a salon were to perform all of these techniques, you'd spend between $500 and $800. But with what you've learned today, your total investment is under $100. Want to see results fast? Start with technique number 1 tonight. You'll notice a visible difference within 48 hours, as the brassiness fades and your natural silver begins to shine through. Now, I'm curious, which of these 5 techniques are you most excited to try? Comment with a number from 1 to 5 below. And I'll personally reply with a bonus tip, just for that technique. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of women who refuse to be invisible. Women who wear their silver as a symbol of confidence, not compromise. And next week, I'll be sharing 3 highlighting tricks that take 10 years off your face. You won't want to miss it. Before you go, remember this: your gray hair is your silver crown. Wear it with pride, style it with intention, and watch how the world responds to your radiance. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next week, celebrate your silver journey.